Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 2-year short-term highway trust fund extensions have become one of Congress's most costly habits. Kudos to the Senate Environment and Public Works, to the Senate Environment and Public Works, which has marked up the highway portion and may come to the floor this week with a 6-year bill. That committee, that bill is not yet paid for, but the Senate is at least making progress toward a 6-year bill, the kind that's needed to make a dent in the backlog of our construction projects in the states. We should not be deterred by the likelihood of another short-term bill, perhaps going to the end of the year. The goal before the year is out must be a long-term bill. Congress has taken to authorizing the Highway Trust Fund for 2 years, knowing full well that the Highway Trust Fund collecting gas user fees at 1993 levels would run out even before those 2 years are out. Then the waltz begins for endless short-term bills. The states are disgusted and exhausted. The 2-year Highway Trust Fund ran out before its 2-year lifetime. The last short-term bill extension was so useless that it lasted longer than expected because the states could not apply the funds to the backlog of now endless rescheduled projects. 6-year extensions have yielded 6-year projects, usually patchwork only. This poster goes beyond showing that the short-term extensions have been useless to the states. They are having negative effects on the pocketbooks of our constituents. The highway user fee, which has not been raised for 22 years, costs drivers $97 a year. The bad roads that are the results cost those same drivers $515 per year. Find your state for the costs to your constituents. Here's a random sample. Louisiana, $514 per year. Oklahoma, $763 per year. New Jersey, $685 per driver. Ohio, $446 per driver. California, $762 per driver. Pennsylvania, $471 per driver. All the figures are high, regardless of state or region of the country. And that high amount goes out of the pockets of our constituents, paying for bad roads instead of putting the funds into fixing those roads. Congress's short-term attention to our roads, highways, and bridges are breaking the bank, not for the federal government, but for our constituents. It's no longer that you can't get something for nothing. Rather, not funding the Highway Trust Fund for 6 years costs the people we represent not nothing, but $515 per driver. We have got to fund these roads or ask our constituents to pay for bad roads. It ought to be clear what the best thing to do is. And I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and yield back.
Gentlelady yields back.